Our path to the decision started about 38 years ago. John and I both worked for Honeywell, he in sales and myself in office management. We've always enjoyed larger homes with beautiful landscaping, but that was always a struggle, because in order to have the large, beautiful home, you worked a lot of hours. Then you worked a lot of hours on the large, beautiful home. So the time to enjoy the beautiful home seemed short for all the effort. So we were in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where there's hundreds of bed and breakfasts, and John's still traveling very much for Honeywell, and he got the idea that maybe we could do a bed and breakfast in our home. That did not sit very well with me, seeing I would be the one with the toilet brush scrubbers strapped to my hips. But anyway, pursued the investigation, looking into various different types of B&Bs. What we discovered that in their market there was a very, very small niche that wasn't being covered: business traveler. With that in mind, you had to kind of change their thought of a B&B. You couldn't get breakfast until 10, and the business folks needed to be out at 7. And, so you had to kind of change their thoughts, one client at a time, so to speak. But we continued to look down this path of being able to have the larger home and maybe making it work for its keep. When the opportunity presented itself for us to move, and with the technology now we could be anywhere, we started investigating areas for this B&B, and we had designed a plan. We knew we wanted a beautiful house with street appeal. We knew we didn't want to be any more than, at that time, we had said 9 rooms. 7 rooms would be my max now, but the end we have now is 5. So we continued to research, took some classes. I was still on the fence. John was all over this, thinking this is just the best thing he had come up with. And we have always had a desire. We had a few small businesses in our past. This one would be right in our home on a regular basis. We continued to research, understanding the street appeal. We wanted to be in town, so to speak, not a large city, but in town. We wanted some property so we could dabble in weddings and photo shoots and business meetings and things of that sort. And so we took about 8 years, and we visited a variety of inns. We knew we wanted to be from Pennsylvania to Atlanta and no farther than the Mississippi River. And we looked all over those areas extensively for a town that would provide a business environment and that we didn't have to deal with the majors. We found Ahoskie. Now, up to that point, it was just the two of us. Our children had already grown and were off doing their lives, and so there was no consideration, of success or failure. In John's eyes, it's always success. Maybe not the kind you wanted, but you always learn. With that idea in mind and understanding our personal needs and the type of people we are, we're very service-oriented. We do enjoy folks. Everybody has a story, so that kind of lent itself. So we started down this path, us and our accountant, because we needed the financial end of it also, to secure a facility that would allow us to do this. We looked, when we came across this large house in Ahoskie that was barely livable at the time, but had beautiful bones and so ready to be the pillar of the community that it had been in its beginning. We understand the family was very instrumental in Ahoskie. It was a crossroads for the train system, which brought in vaudeville acts and musical acts to our little theater in town. And the house was their jam place when they weren't performing. So that just spoke to us. So we went to town and we interviewed everyone's needs: the businesses, the hospital. There's a over 100-bed hospital in our small town. We interviewed the companies there, what needs they had. They all came back with the same thing. There was 4 hotels in town. One hotel and 3 motels that they had. That's where the only place they could put their folks. And their need was some place to really not impress, but tell a better story of Ahoskie. First off, your first 15 minutes in town, you needed to be unique. They wanted folk to be wowed. So we with that all in mind, and our accountant going, yeah, I think this one would work, we made the decision to purchase it. At that time, we did not own a home. We had sold our big home in Houston and had a townhouse that we were living in Chicago, just outside of Chicago, that Honeywell was paying for while we were doing a project for them. And so the move was fairly easy. We purchased the house and spent 6 months of hard labor with unbelievable contractors in town, all local folks that I seen in the grocery store, and that, of course, I seen at my house every day for the first 6 months. Became very good friends with them and their family, and we slowly started to build this business. This is our 23rd year, and 6 years ago is when we actually completed the building. We've got 5 guest rooms, all with ensuite bathrooms, lovely decks, beautiful gardens. It's been just a delight, a lot of work, some frustration when there was more work than time to get it done. We have now developed, and we have an awesome little business in this lovely little community where everyone takes care of each other, and I can make a phone call and things happen. Repairs are made immediately because they care for us, and they're so respectful and caring for our business. And we invite you to come visit us, get a feel for what the Jernigan House can provide for your life.